Hello, everybody. For those that don't know me, my name is Lloyd Griffith. I'm a big fan of shoestring, and I think I finally have the words. I kept on posting in the shoestring dedication groups that I just didn't have the words, and for the first few weeks I didn't have the words. I think now they're coming to me. So I just want to share a little bit about shoestring and share with Jesse and Mary and Mama Shoestring the effect that your brother and son had on my family. Basically, that's what it is. I'm out mowing today at my home here in Hickory, North Carolina, and there's a storm come up. I think it's going to be a spot storm, but nonetheless, it's one of them afternoon North Carolina showers that's preventing me from mowing. And there's my tractor, and yes, I think it's sexy. But the way that I became introduced to shoestring was, well, we love to travel. My family loves travel. We've been to Florida numerous times, South Carolina, Georgia, Savannah, Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Great places, and we love to travel. And my wife and I, in the spring, I think of 22 or so, maybe it's 23, we're talking about, different ways to travel, because we're going to be empty nesters in the not too distant future. We have a large family, and we have 2 at home yet, and an 18-year-old and 16-year-old and 19-year-old, yeah, and 16-year-old. And anyway, so my wife and I were watching YouTube and looking for different, we always, when we think about going to a new place, we always look up fun things to do in whatever town, whether it's Asheville or West Jefferson, wherever we're going to go. Savannah's great if you're a ghost hunter, though. But anyway, so we got to looking at these different methods of travel. Of course, there's aircraft, there's cruises, and then we found rail travel, and never thought about it before. And I grew up in just west of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the Strasburg Railroad. And it's an old-time railroad. It's got steam locomotives. It's got old parlor cars and stuff like that. Loved it when I was a kid. Loved it when I was an adult. But anyway, so we got to watching these different travel videos, and we happened upon some railroad travel videos. That led, searching through YouTube for railroad travel, to train hopping. I just happened to see a train hopping video, and I was like, dude, that looks cool, man. You know what I mean? And I'm 55. I'd love to do it. I'm not ruling it out at all. But it's not something I can realistically do right now. I work full time, and I'm raising a family, and I have responsibilities and things that keep me from taking adventures like that. But I'm not against taking an adventure like that. I would do it in a second. So I seen that rail hopping video, and I was like, I wonder if anybody rail hops through Hickory, North Carolina. We do have a Norfolk Southern line, but it's pretty much just a service line, I think. I don't know. I'm not well adept at railroading. So anyway, I got to searching train hopping Hickory, North Carolina. Didn't find anything. Train hopping Charlotte, North Carolina. So I started coming up on these train hopping videos, and they're Pop Shoestring. So I started watching him. He reminds me, at that time, he reminded me of just like that guy next door that every neighborhood had. That was the storyteller, that was the guy you went and talked to if you're having a bad day, because it's going to make you feel better. But the more I watched him, he reminded me of my dad when I was a kid. And he reminded me of my favorite uncle. And he reminded me of my favorite neighbor. And he reminded me of all these positive and great influences I had in my life. And he became that. He became my father. Even though I'm older than he is, he became that launch back to my childhood of when I was a kid, looking up to my father and hearing my father tell stories. That was Shoestring. It was my favorite uncle. He was my neighbor that I could go to about anything. If I was having a problem with my mower or whatever, you could go to Shoestring and talk to him about it. Or he seemed like that kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I have OCD. Ask my wife if you don't believe me. But when I get into something, I get into it. So, started watching Shoestring a lot. And I was like, man, this is great. This guy, I mean, he's all over, right? So I'd show her. I was like, you gotta check this guy out, man. He's like this great guy. So I show her Shoestring videos. I don't even remember what the first one was I showed her. It probably was one of the ones out of Bristol. He has several of them up there. It was probably one of the ones out of Bristol because I was like, he's local. He's like right up in Johnson City. It's like 2 hours away from us. So she starts watching, and then she gets into Shoestring, right? And then our children that are home yet, we eat dinner. We kind of gather around the TV and talk about our days and whatnot. Of course, I got Shoestring on the TV, and everybody starts getting into Shoestrings, and he's going through the tunnels, and here, kitty, 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 kitty. We're like, why is he doing that? Well, he's going through a train tunnel, but it's just fantastic, right? It's one of them things. Or I'll never forget this. The first time I ever seen him do Hobo Shadow, I died laughing. It was the greatest thing ever. And I do it. I do it every time I see my shadow. I did it in the video that I posted when I didn't post it yet. Maybe I will. When I went up to Johnson City after he was found, I went up the day after, and the day we were supposed to do the search. I went up anyway and went and paid my respects. I bought flowers for his family. I bought flowers for him and placed it at a place I'm not going to mention, but it's a known place that he goes. And it just felt like the right thing to do. So anyway, my whole family is into Shoestring. And my wife asked me, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, you don't have to get me anything for Christmas, but if you get me something for Christmas, I want it to be Shoestring. I don't care what it is, shirt, stickers, whatever. I would like some Shoestring stuff because he had a site. So she went to his merch site and got me each of his shirts. She got me the keychain pack, the sticker pack. What else was there? The hand tagged artwork, a hat. So got me pretty much everything on there except for, I think, for the cutting board, the laser etched cutting board. And the only reason I didn't do that, and it makes no sense now looking back on it, is because he wasn't touching it. I mean, but he didn't touch the shirts either, so that doesn't make sense. But anyway, she got me this stuff for Christmas of last year, and turn of the year, and I start noticing that his videos are slowing down. There's starting to be more video shorts than there are videos, and that I have to start having concerns. Excuse me. And I voiced them to my wife, and and said, I hope he's doing okay. The thing I regret the most, we had some interactions through his YouTube, through Facebook. Mark and I did. But I knew that I knew that some people sent him stuff. And through some research, I found out how to get a hold of him and mail him some stuff. And I wanted to find that one thing that was like, wow, this is gonna knock his socks off, right? And I was looking around, and I was like, you know, there's a HO train that's a locomotive, and he loves locomotives, and you know, he loves grainers. God, he loves grainers. Looking for a double barrel shotgun or a box car that's different, unique, right? I wanted to find that wow gift, and I waited too long. I never got the chance to send him that because I waited too long. I wanted to find that perfect gift for Shoestring, when maybe the perfect gift would have been something that I didn't think was perfect, but he would have thought was perfect. So I think what my message is that from the beginning, Shoestring changed the way that I and my family looked at trains, freight trains. Every time we seen a freight train, the question was asked, wonder if Shoestring's there. Wonder if Shoestring's on it. You know, every time we seen one, no matter where we were. Or we're looking for shoestring tags or something like that. So he forever changed the way that we looked at freight trains from the time that we started watching his videos together as a family. And he changed the way that I looked at life, because he was so full of it. And when not full of crap, but full of life. He wasn't the richest man in the world. He wasn't the man in the world that owned the most property. He wasn't the man in the world that had the most friends. He wasn't the man in the world that had the brightest lights and the biggest name. But he was the man of the world. He was the man that had your heart out of the gate. And no one ever is going to take his place. I mean, and there's train riders out there that are interesting. There's train riders there's rail fans out there that are teach you stuff, but no one's ever going to be like Shoestring, ever. And I don't think any of them are trying to be, because they all know that it's just not going to happen. He was that one person, and he's like a generational American, what's the words I'm looking for here? An American icon. He was a generational icon. And not many people knew about him. There's only 204,000 of us that are subscribed to his YouTube channel. There may be another 25% of that have heard of him because of the incident, because of his untimely parting. So if you knew of him, if you watched his videos, if you were touched by him in any way, you're one of the lucky ones. I want to thank Jesse, Mary, and Mama Shoestring, Karen, for sharing your brother, son with us. I want to thank Shoestring himself for being himself. You know, there's videos out there of what he was 15, 20 years ago. And that's just proof that when you grow up and when you make good decisions, the kind of person you can become. And Shoestring was that person. the way that he changed looking at trains for us by watching his videos, and his parting, and his moving on to the next life, whatever that might be. He's done it again. That rascal has done it again. He has changed the way that I will look at a train from now on, because I know now that Shoestring will never be on that train in physical sense. But he's on every train I see, because he's right here in my damn heart. And that ain't never gonna change. That's generational. My family will never forget him. My wife is never gonna forget him. She's making me a shoestring tag to go on the back window of my truck on her Cricket. So there's going to be a lot of other people wonder, what the hell is shoestring? And maybe I'll, and I'm just thinking about it now, maybe I'll get something and put on there, direct him to his YouTube page or something. But anyway, I want to thank everybody that's donated to the GoFundMe for the family. They had a lot of stuff to take care of. They still do. It's going to be ongoing. But I appreciate everything everybody's done. I appreciate Anywhere Man and everything that you've done. There's some advice I'd like to give y'all. Don't ever wait. Don't wait to find that perfect gift for somebody. Don't wait to find that one thing that you think is going to wow factor them. Interact with them. If you're a fan of Anywhere Man, talk to Anywhere Man. I'm sure he'll respond to you. If you're a fan of Bazman, send Bazman a message. Let him know you love him. Let him know you care about him. Send him a few dollars. Take care of these cats, man. Because that's the American dream, right? To live your life on life's terms. To live your life without, not with reckless abandon, but without restraint. To true freedom. True freedom. He lived his life, Shoestring did, absolute freedom. He wasn't tied down or burdened. He had issues. He had health issues, and he was taking care of them as best we know. And I'm not going to speculate on anything. Lift him up for the American icon that he was, and it always will be. Because as long as he's in our heart, he lives on every day. There won't be a day that goes by that I see a train, and I work at train tracks. I work within a half a block of Norfolk Southern track. Every time I hear that whistle, it's gonna be a reminder of Shoestring. Not of Norfolk Southern, not of Union Pacific, not of anybody else, but of Mark Nichols, Hobo Shoestring, the professional hobo. I love y'all. Y'all have a great week. Lift the family up in prayer. Do what you can. If you can GoFundMe, help them out. Mary, Jesse, Mama Karen, we love you guys. Our family is always here. You have our address. You have our phone number. You have everything you need. If you ever need anything, do not hesitate to call. Do not hesitate to write. Do not hesitate to do anything. We were there for you. Anywhere, man. If you're anywhere around Charlotte, North Carolina, Hickory, North Carolina, hit me up. I'll take you as far as I can. If you have somebody you follow, help them out. Let them know that you're there. Don't make the same mistake I did. Trust me. Don't make the same mistake. Love them and let them know you love them. Y'all have a great week. I love you. Bye.